For real. Bet it up. We could do that. And I've been looking at startup programs for Algorand lately. I was looking at some of their other projects, you know what I'm saying, in terms of connectivity. Because they got a lot of good stuff, man. Like, I didn't know
Which
that
one
they
is
had
it?
zero carbon. They're zero emissions. They're trying to, you know what I'm saying, stay on track with that.
Oh, shit.
Hold on, let's pull this up
Can you see
too.
my is my video on?
It's lagging in between. Okay, now it's on.
Okay,
On
okay, but it
screen.
is. All right, cool.
Okay, yeah, now it's showing. Boom.
Bet.
And then I was thinking, like, in terms of like researching it, how do you usually go? Do you go to like a specific source that you already trust, or do you look for like
Um,
just the newest, latest article?
I mean, I got like certain sources that I trust. Like I said, when it's like law related and shit like that, I use cornelllaw.edu because it's got everything like from the Bill of Exchange Act to like whatever law was most recently passed.
I did
Um,
not know that.
so for stuff like that, I like to use Cornell Law. And then basically just, I mean, it's got to be a vetted source. You know what I mean? I ain't just gonna listen to fucking nothing. Damn sure not
Yeah,
gonna
I
watch
feel you.
CNN to get my
I'm still
information.
anti Wikipedia. They did indoctrinate me into that at school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so
can't
crazy,
trust
bro.
that source. You know what I'm saying all the time. Especially
Yeah, no,
like
you really can't, bro.
I'm
You
back
really
on
can't trust any
Bluebird.
source once it gets popular enough,
Ooh, let's talk about that real quick. What you mean?
right? I mean, it's just kind of like the nature of the beast, right? That's kind of the way I see it.
Once it gets large enough, you can't. How so?
Yeah, well, because it's like once you get such a large following, then that's when people start paying attention to you that weren't paying attention before, right? And so that's when all the big money comes in. And when the big money comes in, so does all the other bullshit. This is kind of how it works. You know what I'm saying? You can be a little small mom and pop store and avoid taxes your whole life. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to. As soon as you like start getting some attention out there and you try to skip on it's over with. Well, they're gonna shut your shit down.
This is
Or
facts.
vice versa. It's like once if you're small starting out and then you grow to like such a large like Grant Cardone or some shit, you know what I mean? With nobody paying attention to Grant Cardone when he was just making it. He's a millionaire, but now that he's like a multi billionaire, you know what I'm saying? And he's teaching everybody and holding conferences. Everybody fucking knows who Grant Cardone is. And so now you got Trumps and you got politicians, you got shit showing up to an event that no, they would not have fucking been there
Yeah,
at that
you
event
right.
if
Because
they'd been
Grant
known for
Cardone
it.
was low key making his way and
He would,
low key becoming a millionaire this whole time. It's not like he's just now starting. It's just he's
yeah.
just
Then
now
it's
getting
not like
that
he just popped
notoriety.
up out of nowhere a billionaire. He'd
Yeah,
been doing this shit. He had a show on like Discovery Channel and all kind of shit.
facts.
But wasn't nobody paying
Facts.
attention to him until he got to that type of level, and now it's like all these other eyes are on him.
You know who I'm catching early? I feel like I'm catching him super early. He just got a Webby Award. Simon Squibb. I'm catching him
Simon
early.
Squibb.
Simon Squibb. He's a dope individual. Pretty much, he walks up to people. I saw him on YouTube. He walks up to people and he asks them like, "Hey, what's your dream?" You know what I'm saying? And depending on if you already got an
Is he
answer,
like British or something?
yeah.
Yeah, okay, I know who you're talking about.
I think I sent it to you too, because he had a
Yeah,
challenge out that I was
I
like,
watched it. They just fire. It's dope.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then like I don't he like actually like sets them up with it too, don't he? It's like
yeah,
he
yeah,
can
yeah.
actually
Like he'll
help with
actually give you the,
whatever the mission is. Like he's like, well, let's do it. They're like, what?
or just give you money on the spot. He'll be like, all right,
Yeah,
here's 2,000. Give me a shirt next time I see you. You feel me? Right.
yeah,
But that's one of the
yeah.
things he
That's
was
some cool
talking
ass
about.
shit.
And when he won the Webby Award like yesterday or day before yesterday, he made a post on YouTube. So it's just like on YouTube you can make a post or a video. So the post it comes up like
Mhm.
just something that you can read. It had the picture, and he was like, "Look, man," he said, "I've been trying to win this award for 23 years." You feel me? He said, "By the time I won this award, it don't even mean what it was supposed to mean anymore."
Mhm.
So at this point, I'm looking at the accomplishments game. So he's like, look, he's like, I appreciate the accolade, but we getting right back to work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I kind of got that
That's
mentality
kind
when
of
I'm
how I
looking at
be.
it. Yeah,
I
yeah.
might take a step back to kind of look at what I did and be like, oh, that's cool. And then I was like, all right, what's next?
It takes me a good little minute. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that was a result of properly being like education is fundamental in the sense that you have to also cater to the child's needs. And I think because like I went to a charter school, I went to a
Mhm.
public school, then I had private lessons and shit like that. Like I was able to kind of pull my own learning into what was relevant and still be respectful enough to my like my peers and my educational authorities, even when I didn't agree with the shits, right? But
Right.
now I'm seeing like the kids are not about to have that same open minded interaction with the
They're
web. It's
not.
gonna be
Mm-mm.
what works and what doesn't. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I don't know too though. The kids are going to have a lot more access to figuring out what works themselves. So that's another kind of aspect in the area to that as well. You know, because like when I was a kid, we could not do this. When I was a kid, I could not talk to somebody in Chicago from my basement.
Damn. Never thought about that. Okay,
I
yeah.
mean, you know what I'm saying? We had no FaceTime, bro. I couldn't be on video call with a business partner in another city.
Our phones was tethered to the wall.
Yeah,
Mm.
like literally phones had cords attached to them. You couldn't, like, you could only go so far.
Yeah,
Internet,
I've never had to live
like
with that
back when I
limitation.
was a kid, bro, the internet sounded like a fucking robot or like some kind of spaceship landing or some shit. Like it was, yeah, you had to deal with 10 minutes of beep, boom, boom, beep, beep, like, and then you might be able to get some internet to load a picture
What's
or
that
something.
dial up?
Yeah, it was ancient technology, bro. And we thought it was amazing.
Real.
It was amazing. I'll never forget the first time I seen a picture on a cell phone. I was like, "Oh, what? It does more than call now." That was before the touch screen days, of course.
That must have been amazing. That's kind of how I'm feeling with like the
Honestly, it
VR
was amazing. You
headsets.
know what we did back then? We
What's
got the
that?
fuck out the house.
He said
Yeah,
touch
we got
grass.
we went fucking and explored the neighborhood. We talked to people.
Made clubhouse.
We fucking made clubhouses. You know what I'm saying? We networked.
So
We
do you
found
feel like
friendships.
Trump's theory on where we at right now is actually going to be good or bad? Because I feel like education is now that we're leaning more towards AI and stuff. Like beforehand, just like going outside, right? You have that time for cultural appreciation, even if it's just in your neighborhood. You know, the other kids are talking, right? But now, even though we have more information available for kids, I feel like AI is gonna make it so they don't even think to critically think. Why would they? They can just go ask the
Right.
fucking computer. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Well, I mean, smart tech makes dumb people,
Could be on
Fair
both
enough.
ends of the spectrum too.
but it could be on both. He is right. It could be both ends.
Like better and
Because
smarter and dumber.
there's going to be just like everything, just like every tool. It's a knife, right? One person is going to use that tool to cut the fabric to make someone a dress. The other person is going to use that knife to fucking stab that woman in the dress.
Okay,
Just kind
fair
of the
enough.
way it goes, bro.
Touche,
It's the
touche.
same
Okay,
knife. You know what I'm saying? So you really can't blame the knife. It's not the weapon. It's the one that uses it. And it's like
fair
guns
enough.
don't kill nobody. Guns don't kill nobody, bro. A gun
So,
ain't never just got up and said, "You know what I'm doing? I'm gonna fucking kill this motherfucker." Not never, not one time has that happened. There's always somebody talked that gun into
he said,
it. Real shit. Somebody talked, man. Somebody had to like rub his shoulders and shit. You know what I mean? Get him warmed up, get him loose. Had to gas him up a little bit.
real spill. I mean, all right. So the
But
kid.
they don't talk about nothing. All they talk about is guns. Guns. We got to ban the gun. Guns
Mhm.
killing all these people. Like the guns just get together and hold a rally to go kill people.
Like video
And
games
the people
influence.
holding the rally that take them guns and do it.
Hmm.
Dumbass.
Hmm.
Right? Or maybe I'm just too like
I'm not
I'm like, man, come on, let's fucking
yeah,
it's like fucking
I'm
it's
pro
like if
Second
there's a
Amendment
wolf.
for sure.
This is like that's the same as like if there's a wolf that's fucking eating sheep and all the sheep get together and hold a convention and say, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna remove all our teeth. Right? The wolf's teeth is what's fucking eating all the sheep. So we're banning fucking teeth. No more teeth. Well, guess what? That wolf still got his goddamn teeth. Y'all stupid with the gun. We're gonna ban the guns. The guns is a problem.
Yeah, criminals don't give a shit
Bro,
about that.
criminals are they don't it's not a legal gun anyway if he's a criminal. You know what
Fair
I mean?
enough.
He's not going to the fucking store to buy this motherfucker.
Fair
So
enough.
that doesn't make sense at all for anyone to support that. Take away all the citizens' guns because that criminal that didn't even follow the system to get that gun in the first place has a gun. You see where the fucking you
We
see
gonna
you see where
legally
that
make it
fucking goes
harder.
wrong. You're like, wait a minute.
Oh, I
Yeah.
stubbed my toe.
Oh
I'm gonna
shit.
cut my foot off.
Yeah. Oh shit. So I gave away my gun, and now the guy that don't give a fuck about the law who still has his gun, and now I'm fucked.
Right.
Right. That's how that works.
Reasonable trade off, right?
Yeah, I guess so. To you guys, I mean,
Then again,
I'd
think
rather
about it
keep my
like
teeth and shit. You know.
if you think about it like okay, the gun thing, right? If you look at it how in the news they frame it around school shootings, right? It'll make the kids safer.
Or any type of a mass shooting that just doesn't make no sense out of nowhere. I mean, just think. Look, the facts are that most fucking crimes, uh, especially a murder or a shooting, it's like a 90 something percent chance that you definitely knew him. It was the closest person to him, a boyfriend, a family member, or close relative, a friend. They knew him. Very, very fucking, very seldom does just some random, and that's the ones that get away with it. Serial killers get away with it forever. You know why? Because it's random. Maybe not random, but it's definitely not, people they know. If a serial killer just started with his mom, he'd never make it to a serial killer.
Isn't that crazy? Like, yeah, if you were just killing people just to be killing people, yeah, I feel like that's what makes
Right.
it
And you can think about that, bro.
deep.
To me, it doesn't make any sense. If I'm angry, upset, or mad, or pissed off, or feeling especially suicidal or homicidal, it's probably my fucking environment or people around me or something going on directly affecting me that's causing that shit.
This is
I just don't
facts.
see how something in my personal environment would cause me to want to do that, and then I would just go all the fucking way over here to a bunch of people I don't fucking know that ain't never met, and it's not gonna solve it, and then just start killing them. I'll go to a random grocery store and shoot a bunch of people. It just don't make sense to me. I
Well,
mean,
that's
it's
because you
dumb
respect
shit.
culture. I feel like that's because you respect culture. You kind of respect. You have a respect for life. But think
Yeah, but I had came. I think it's also coming from a place, a motherfucker that did not give a damn about society or culture or what the person standing next to me thought. I used to be real bad about that. Not really that I didn't care. Well, I guess I didn't think about it. So it's kind of way, yeah, I didn't care. Yeah, like what
facts.
you're saying. I'm saying this basically, like Nipsey said, fuck living basic. You know what I'm saying? Like what? You can keep saying I'm doing too much or extra or whatever, and I'll
Right.
just keep disagreeing with you and say you're not doing enough or too basic. And that's okay. We don't have
Think
to
about it
agree.
like this too, though, right? Like, do you feel like would you say you're a product of your environment now in this stage in your life? Would you
Yeah,
still
for
say
sure. I think everybody is. You can't not be. That's how it works. Your brain interprets the data from surroundings and experiences, and then sometimes it gets it right. Sometimes it fuck around and get it wrong, though. You know.
true? Now, is that more based off of your current environment or what you were brought up around? You know,
Oh, definitely current environment. What I was brought up around wasn't teaching nobody nothing good.
type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like
But
the
I guess that
trajectory.
was really what made it necessary for the good to come later, though. Right?
Would you argue that? You know what I'm saying? Like, does trajectory
Probably.
change based off of that, or is it something that you have to be exposed? Like, could you be exposed to something culturally or just over like experience wise, right? Let's say it's not even related to society and culture and the higher levels of stuff. Let's say it's just based off of like basic needs being
Like a
met.
personal
Oh,
experience.
you know what I'm saying? Along your day, would you be able to access things or have downloads, right? Things that just happen that expand your consciousness exponentially, no matter where you come from.
Like in the present that you're aware of, or are you saying could I go back and recall previous moments and use that in like a present situation?
Like in the present moment, like for example, if you were whatchamacallit, if you were aiming to be the president, right?
Hmm.
But right now you don't give a fuck about being a president. But now you're looking at different things and things are aligning. And you're seeing all these solutions that only a president could enact. Eventually, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Let's say you end up being the president. It was things that stimulated you now in the present that allowed you to
Right.
reach
Yeah.
that. You feel me? So would you say that
Absolutely.
trajectory of life is altered? Like, is it non-circumstantial? Like, does it
Yes.
not matter?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
feel
To
me?
me, from if I'm giving you my personal opinion, I'd say absolutely 100% yes. Because
Okay.
like there'll be some things that I'll pick up or I'll learn or I'll hold on to that I don't know really what the fuck I got going on with them. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't. If you asked to explain why you're still holding on to this, I really couldn't. Other than just it feels like it's important and like I'm saving it for something. And then like I'll get along my my journey or whatever it is, And it's like when it comes to that situation where that piece is needed, it's like I've got it, it's there, it fits right where it's supposed to fit, and that's what I needed for the whole time. But I had no fucking clue what I got it for in the beginning. It might have just looked cool, or oh, that's handy, and it ended up being super important. And then like the same thing, the things that I've dismissed as being like very irrelevant and like shit I don't have to pay attention to, like literally life changing moments. Like this one old man that I never even really gave. It's not that I like overlooked him or was like mean or like we had a good standing relationship, but it just wasn't anything that I would have expected any type of love. You know what I'm saying? It was just this guy that I knew, and he ended up being like the number one support, like through one of the hardest times of my life. Is crazy. While everybody that I just thought, my brother's gonna have my back, no, them motherfuckers took flight and took all the money they owed you to.
Fair enough.
That's
Yeah.
just kind of how that happened. But it was just this one dude, this one old dude that really, I felt like I really helped him more than he really helped me. So I kind of dismissed him as just like somebody I just helped in, back then. Not
Wow.
really somebody that was beneficial or that could help me. And it turned out that it was either the kindness from that or I think it was both. The kindness from me just being willing to help him, even though like I really didn't have to. And him being someone who had gone through the same situation that I was going through at that time just was like what was needed for him to, be there for me. And it was cool
Hmm.
as shit, really, because it really did open my eyes. I thought totally different from that point on. Because I was like, every single one of them, everyone in my mind that I just knew was solid. I
Right.
knew I wasn't going to have to worry about. They was going to do everything they're supposed to do and then some. It, not one of them, not a single one. And I don't trust nobody already. So these were the people that like they had done kind of proved themselves, and they still flaked. And that
I
one
see
dude
what
I
you're
ain't
saying.
paid no attention to ended up being the most helpful person, and probably would have been a lot harder to go through it without that dude.
That's
And
powerful.
now like he's got his whole life together and shit. He's doing so much phenomenal shit now. It's cool. It really is. It's amazing.
That's
Because that was
real
not the best
shit, man.
environment that I was referring to. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we was working at Google or nothing.
Right. I feel you. I feel you. But yeah, so that's the type of experience. Like you can have that
Definitely for
experience
sure.
at any level, right?
I believe
It,
so. Yeah. You know what? I think honestly that you could probably get a lot of this shit out of the way in the beginning if you just keep being a kid long enough to keep that open mindedness and that creativity and to just follow, what your heart and spirit tells you. I think
that
you get
makes
people
sense.
growing up too fucking fast.
That makes
Because
sense.
that's what I did. I ain't had no choice but to grow up fast. Because if I didn't, me and my little sister didn't have food to eat. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't do what moms did and just let's say fuck it.
I see what you said.
So I did what Unc did and said, let's get a bag.
I see what you said. And what comes with that, like in this stage of life now, right? I'm looking at it like, okay, I can go back and listen to podcasts and have so much more of a reverence because now I'm speaking from experience when I had
Yeah,
podcasts, right? And
yeah.
and I feel like that's another thing. Like if you take that reverence, or if you take mentorship or coaching, anything like that, a little serious in your own life, even the stuff
Mhm.
that you watch content wise, like it'll do more for you. The content that you
Yeah,
watch doesn't even have to change per se, and that's something that
yeah.
fuck it,
Oh, that's a
I
good
guess
point. No,
that's
that's
a
a good point
tidbit.
because you'll
Yeah,
watch content with a earlier frame of reference and just not get it right. And you'll literally, I told you about that one video where like I only shared it because like the second half of the video was talking about the Vatican and the banking system and shit like that. I understood that fluently, right? But I had no clue like at the beginning, like what in the hell are they talking about with the Social Security card and birth certificate, right? And then a ship and a birth and all. I was like, what the fuck? Well, that don't make sense. But I didn't care. I knew like the last half, so I shared that shit. And then it came back across the memories like 3 years later, and now I knew all about the Social Security card and how the birth canal is the same as the ship coming through the canal to be birthed. And we can go into that. It's a whole nother level of
real spill,
legalism.
maritime law. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey man, Admiralty military. Bro, it's layers on layers. It's onions around this bitch. Let's put it
Exactly.
that way.
Exactly.
But
Hey,
so when I watched
deep.
the video that time, and I
Right.
remembered when I had shared it. I remember I was like, man, when I shared this back then, I was like, I remember being like, what in the fuck are they talking about? And so it was like all this information I felt like was just new shit that I just learned, and it was just like I somehow stumbled upon this secret. Like I had to realize, no, bro, this shit's been right here in front of your face the whole fucking time. Like all you people that's acting like this shit's so hard, it's right there in front of your face. All you gotta do is instead of typing facebook.com, you type cornelllaw.edu.com and you scroll on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Get bored, read a bunch of shit that's confusing and boring.
You know what I've been doing lately too to help me, because I naturally do that, right? That aspect I be researching. Like now that you put me on the Cornell, I'm actually gonna be paying attention to the up to date ones, because you know what I'm saying. I kind of write them off outside of their YouTube videos, the things that I be watching, like
Yeah,
intake
well, I
wise.
mean, I've never used it at all. And I didn't even realize like all of the resources and like it's a whole record from for like documents and shit before the Constitution.
And
And
that's
it's
what's been
like
making me ask better questions. I've been learning how to ask better questions. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the probably the most important skill to communication, isn't it?
This is
Like
facts.
really shit, if you're listening um with like if you're listening and your intentions are to respond or to give your rebuttal, it's like, bro, you're fucking missing the point. You're not actually listening to the person's that's trying to communicate what they got going on, or that you're listening to be able to formulate your fucking rebuttal, right? That's not the same as listening for an understanding. Because if you're
Yeah,
listening for an understanding, you ain't really too concerned about making your fucking statement. You're really trying to hear what the person's saying so you can make a better statement.
Listening to respond.
yeah. Listen to the
There's a difference
response.
in like listening to respond and like listening to understand. And so I think, like you said, learning to ask better questions is probably like one of the
That's
basic, like foundational ways to improve communication and in interactions with. And that's the other thing. We got business is not that much harder than family. As a matter of fact, I'd say family is much fucking harder than business. But they still kind of go the same. Like I told you, if I can't be friends with you, you're not going to be a business partner.
And
If
that's a
I
new
don't
perspective
respect
for
you,
me.
if I don't respect you, I can't be friends with you. If I don't respect you, I can't love you. If you don't respect me, I can't love you. If you don't respect me, I can't do business with you. And I'm sure you'd feel the same. Like if I every time I met you, I called you a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? You probably wouldn't keep shopping with me.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's why I don't know. I guess that's where I fit into all this because I'm just like looking at shit that everybody's like running around acting like it's so crazy, and I'm like, I don't see the button right there. Just click it. Click that button. It's real easy.
I like putting stuff together, but I also like putting stuff together that's useful. But I also don't like being
I hate
forceful,
putting stuff together that's not useful. Waste my time, and I'm gonna be mad as hell.
right?
I can't stand
And
wasting
so,
time.
and it comes with that balancing act, especially when you start dealing with people, right? For example, Chris, do you what? Let's say we was doing consulting back and forth behind the scenes, some of the calls, right, for frame of
Mhm.
reference. Do you feel like some of that information is worth $1,000?
Oh, what me and you talk about?
Hmm.
Oh wait, no, no, bro. I wouldn't sell that for $10,000. Some of that shit.
And I'll be selling it for five. You see what I'm saying? So, in the same way, in the same vein, I feel like the value propositions that we make and that we have are really based off of what people can digest, right?
It
So,
is. It really is. Because I
like,
if I feel like you really just aren't up on the level of being able to just throw $5,000 and be like, I hope this works. Like something in me will probably keep me from pitching a $5,000 package to you.
that's
Because I really
interesting.
probably feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
That's
don't know.
interesting.
Yeah. Like, I don't know though, because but I've been money hungry as hell. Like I've been like where that was the only focus was to get the bag. And it's
Right.
like I've never been like an ill-intentioned person. Like I've never just set out to just fuck people over for money because you don't have to. You actually make a lot more money by doing good business. No matter what business you're in. That's what I'm saying. You might have been on the block hustling, but you didn't have to be a piece of shit. You would have made more money on the block hustling being a good person. I promise you.
Yeah. And
You're
now
an
you can
asshole every
actually
time
push.
somebody has to talk to you or deal with you. It don't matter what you're doing or selling. You're gonna lose money eventually. And your business is gonna fail. Nobody
Yeah,
wants to deal
even
with
being
somebody's
cold.
problems all the time.
Yeah. Even being cold, though, like you said, a lot of people be with me, like,
Yeah, no.
and I
You
don't
you
take it
can't be
offensively.
in business and commerce and be an asshole. Like, not really.
I don't go
Not
looking
as a
for that.
public figure. I mean, you can be a guy in the background that owns the company and fires everybody, but you can't be like out dealing with the public and be an asshole. You just can't do it.
People got personas like avatars, but they're not really. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like I know some people
But
that have that.
like, okay, but even that persona, if you was being that persona, and you couldn't just walk down the street like that. If you was really an asshole, your fans would beat you up.
And
I know
feel
I
good.
would. But I promise you, if I thought you was cool as hell, it's like, you know what I'm saying, and I walked up to shake your hand and you was a dickhead to me, I wouldn't give a damn about your status or who you was. I beat you up.
Was it
Or
terrible.
you beat me up, one or two. Yeah, that goes for Brad Pitt and George Clooney and fucking Michael Jackson, all of them. I don't give a damn. Yeah, fuck it. I swear. I clap Denzel Washington if I had to.
My goodness, that
And
man
I like
savage.
him, man. I love Denzel. Denzel's like, I love him. But if he got sideways, it said the wrong shit while I was there. Talking out the side of your neck for that old crazy shit.
I see
And
what
I'd
you're
have to
saying.
do it.
All right, so here's my thing, right? And no matter what, it's gonna come down to education because, like, once you have a certain level of like know-how, like
Yeah.
Stan was talking about it. He was like, "It's never the rich dude
You
who
know
starts."
better, you can do better, bro.
Yeah, he was like, 50 Cent was like, "It's never the rich dude who start the fight," and I feel like it's never the
Right,
smart
never.
who go looking for the problem. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
the rich dude is never starting the shit, bro. The rich, matter of fact, that rich, the dude is truly wealthy. He has gave that man so many passes now. He should have done called his bodyguards in to whoop that motherfucker's ass, man. And he's letting him, he's like trying to let, and that's why rich people don't fuck with broke people. And it's not from an egotistical point of view. It's just, we ain't the same, bro. We're not the same. You would rather fucking complain about all the problems you have, and that's why fucking shit sucks. I would rather just solve the fucking problems where it doesn't suck. We're not the same. We're not gonna vibe. It's not that I don't like poor people. It's not that it's not like a racist type of, a concept or whatever. It's just the same as like when you start to level up and transcend, do you not let go of all those fucking negative fucking people and those lower vibrational things that are holding you back? Isn't
If we
that
was
like the
both,
hardest part of really moving forward and transcending is disconnecting ties with all those people that you felt like you needed that were actually like fucking holding you down?
yeah, it is,
That's
it
the
is, and
hardest
I'm
part
gonna
about
do that.
actually leveling up for real. You can run around talking about highly blessed and fucking elevated and all that shit, but if you ain't leveled up for real, if you ain't fucking literally had shit be so fucked up that it don't make no sense, and you feel like you can't solve a single fucking problem in the world, and you're so goddamn stressed out, and it just don't make sense. It's illogical as hell. I don't understand it. I'm so fucking stressed out, and I'm never stressed. If you ain't been to that, and then you see the other side of that fucking hill, and then oh shit, I done leveled up. That's what all that crazy shit was. That's why it didn't make no sense because I was supposed to go through that fucking experience and fucking have that understanding to be able to process and move on to this newer stage of stress and problems
You
and
gotta stay the
you
course
know,
though too, right? Like you gotta have so
yeah,
much
you
faith
got to
in
stay
that
the course, bro.
process.
Give up if you want to, then you put all that work in for nothing, dumbass.
You gotta stay the course, man. Like
Right.
me and Chris would not be
Like
having this
hustling
conversation
backwards
on
is the
Zoom
worst.
if we both had a
I
broke
work out for
mentality.
six
We
months
would
and
not
I
be
just
talking
quit.
about these things, right? For example, like yes, there's different things that break up the experience, but it's a matter of awareness. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
how should I say? Like you said, it's not a race thing. It's not a stigma thing. If I know you used to trailer parks, if I know you used to Section 8, if I know you used to no running water and going to get water from the well, then I know that when we start talking about certain plans, unless you've already been previously exposed to stuff, I'm either have to slow it down or show you. You feel me?
Right.
Or both. You feel me? If
Right.
you've already been doing business, your family come from that, that's base level. All right, cool. That's already established. What you on? We
Right.
gotta have
Okay,
higher
well,
level
okay,
conversation.
he can at least comprehend the terminology. We can do something here.
You
But
know
if,
what I'm
like you
saying?
said, if it's like if I know, and then a lot of times too, is how many times it happened to us, bro. I promise you, everybody that knows me would tell you that man is not, he don't want to hurt nobody. Like he trying to help everybody in some way. But people, if I'm trying to teach them something, they will be offended. I've seen it happen to you too. They will be offended, like I'm somehow making them trying. My intentions are to make you feel stupid. And if you would
Yeah,
just
I
like
ain't got
kind of
time.
pull your feelings back for a minute and think about what you're saying, you would realize that that makes no sense because I'm trying to teach you something. I'm trying to teach you and educate you with knowledge or with something that you did not know, either because I saw you doing something very stupid and I could show you how to do it better, right? Or I knew you were doing it wrong and I was like, hey, you know, either way, I'm trying to keep you from looking stupid, not make you look stupid.
I
And
see
it's
what you're saying.
because you're like, that's your problem. Your mindset is just complete. You're defensive instead of, you know, optimistic and open minded. It's probably because some trauma or some issues from your past that you haven't dealt with that causes you to treat everybody like that. And I would probably assume that every single relationship you've ever been in ends exactly the same. Could be wrong, but I doubt it.
I could see that.
Could be
I
wrong.
could see that. That's following a
I
trend,
am wrong
right?
sometimes. Like that does happen to me.
Right.
Like it's happened like one time
Yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah. Betting average, right? You know what I'm saying? What's the common ground with
No,
that
but
though?
yeah, like
You feel me?
the common ground with that is that we could be wrong about the way we feel, right?
Educational or
Yeah, no,
entertainment
I
purposes
think that's the
only.
common ground with everything. That's yeah, but that should be the common ground with any discussion is that you know what? From my understanding of facts and the situation and circumstances to this point, like this is how I feel, right? But what if it's just like it ain't been long enough for it to dry yet?
Mm,
You think you think it's wet, right? But it ain't been long enough. Now it's dry, but you still think it's wet? No, now I don't think it's wet anymore because it's obviously dry. So I was wrong before, but I'm right now, and I was, you know what I'm saying? So I guess that kind of correlates to what we was talking about earlier, like trajectories and how you think certain things will change the course of things. I think it do because I want something now and then be working toward it and then like another piece will fall into place and when that and it's like oh shit I thought that this was what this was for but now it's like shit I want to do this with
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. And then here's my other thing too, though. Like somebody who is a poor, like let starts off poor, makes it to a certain level, and they stop. There's a lot of people that stop at like 100,000, 40,000, 20,000 because they good, they're comfortable. That's what they want to do. But there's other people that want to achieve
that
and
is true
have and utilize whatever the case for whatever the reason, and it requires them to operate on different levels and different things, right? So in that
right
same manner, I feel like kids need that ability, and the only way you can really truly ensure a kid has that ability is by talking to them. And what I
yeah
fear
definitely
is the kid's not gonna have that. You feel
no I'm
me?
gonna tell you
And,
what
and, and I feel like
the
they're not gonna
kids
have
is
that
gonna
too.
have all of that bro them kids want to
Cause think
talk
about it. You was
think
think
about it,
about it
bro
when you
my,
was
my
saying you
little
was going
5-year-old will
outside,
sit
right?
there and tell a 5-minute story about a buggy saw a bug landed on the window
Fair
and it was
enough.
10 minutes of talking for this bug on the window. It could have been explained away, but there's a bug out here. It's pretty cool. But I'm
Fair
sitting here like
enough.
10 minutes later, still like, bro, I got to, man, I got a class to teach, man. Are you going to get to the point of this story? It's 20 minutes later. He's still talking. Kids going to talk, bro. They ain't got no problem talking. They ain't got no problem telling you their opinion, and they will hurt your feelings real quick. If you fat and you ask a kid, do I
When I
look
was a
fat in this shit?
kid,
They going to tell you, hell yeah, you look fat now.
we caught the end of the
But
bike
that, I don't
riding
know,
era, right? We caught the end of the bike ride and the skateboards and the ice lady out there, and then the Nintendo DS hit the streets. We lead in the crib like that. We'll come out and do like some. For the most part, we could do a lot of talking, not face. We just didn't get them. You know what I'm saying? We had music
right.
in our ear while we was cleaning up. We didn't really worry about it, and doing homework wasn't too bad of a. You feel me? It wasn't a
Yeah,
chore. It was kind of like all right, whatever.
yeah,
Then
no,
I'll sit there and talk in lunch. You feel me? I'll sit there and network and politics, put people on whatever. But even then, you feel me? It's not like we going this day and age. Nah, bro.
yeah.
I'm
It's
gonna go top
definitely
golf. You know
different.
what I'm saying? It's different. We don't be out till 4 in the
It's
morning
different,
kicking it for
bro.
real. People be fearful of
It's
that, and
weird.
if they do, it's
I'm
hop
just as
sport.
you talking, I'm thinking about like how shit would have been handled 10 years ago and then how it would be handled now. And I'm just like, I mean, there's good and bad. There's definitely, I see all the benefits because I'm using them, but I also see
Fair.
like the shit that nobody's seeing. You know what I mean? Like nobody's paying attention to the fact that your kids are fucking being constantly fucking blasted with dopamine. You know, all these fucking spikes in the brain chemistry. You know, it's literally just the same as a drug. It's so you that's the thing that people don't understand. You don't understand the brain. That's why you don't understand all these things that happen in life. You don't understand the body. That's why you don't understand how all this shit happens. You don't realize that the brain is electric fucking signals and things that interpret them and fucking send them where they need to be. It's just like a computer. It really is. Your body is like a machine. It has to have certain you got to have gas to run your car, right? Well, your body has to have certain gas to run it too. You know what I mean? If the tire breaks down, car breaks down, tire pops, what do you got to do? You got to replace it, don't you got to do that with the body too, bro. You got to do that with the mind too. You know, every once in a while you got to unplug that motherfucker. You got to have
Real
balance. You
split.
know, there's a lot of
Yeah.
things that people don't realize. So they'll take something like drugs, for instance, right? And they'll label drugs is the problem. They're not realizing that it's no, drugs are not the problem because it's not like this drug just came in with this substance that's never fucking been seen before and it just altered your fucking biology in such a way that now you're a different, your DNA's changed. No, it's a naturally fucking produced chemical in your brain that they have somehow synthetically fucking been able to make, which normally it's not even synthetically, it's they took an organic compound like opium, let's say, comes from a poppy plant, right? And that's it. That's your heroin, guys. That's your fentanyl. That's your oxycodone and oxycontins. That's what it's all made out of. Is a poppy plant. You know, I know you've all ate fucking poppy seeds and shit. Like you can actually fail a drug test from eating poppy
Yep.
seeds
On a
on your fucking
bagel. Yep.
hamburger, right?
Yep.
Cocaine comes from the active ingredient in cocaine. You'll never believe it. Guess what it is, guys?
Good
It's coca
old.
leaf. Yeah, it's a
Yep.
naturally occurring coca leaf.
Same thing with
You
weed,
chew
right?
on
It's a
it.
it's
If you
a
actually get the coca leaf itself, you get all those amazing like properties from cocaine without any of the horrible shit
fuck
comes from it.
drugs. Here's a better
You know
one
what I'm
for
saying?
them,
Like,
right?
why do
Forty
drugs when you
percent
can
of
chew a coca
manufacturing
leaf?
is done in California, right? And people don't realize
Right.
that one state, right? 40% of manufacturing. So think about all of the things like if we're shut down from the world and shit, nothing else comes to us. Where is all of the stuff that we need coming from? And
Exactly.
how is it that you could create or manufacture or ensure somebody's got generational wealth or do anything without having access to industry, right?
Yeah.
If you can't grow your food, if you can't, you know what I'm saying, make your
Yeah.
cars, if you can't get the gas,
If
make
you
the machines
can't
to get the
build
gas.
something or solve a problem or have a resource, what can you do? You
And
better be funny,
my
I
thing is,
guess. You better be
think about
real
this too, bro.
entertaining.
Here's my thing, right? 70% of the
Yeah.
researchers, we was talking about this earlier. 70% of the researchers that are looking for new jobs are looking abroad. They're leaving America to find something to do.
Wonder why. What do you think? You think what? Well, okay, let's talk about that. What do you think would be the biggest, in your opinion? We ain't got to go factual shit here because we're just hypotheticals. What do you think
Okay.
would be the reason why all of a sudden all the foreigners would stop coming to America for jobs and all the Americans would start going overseas?
Better
That's what it says to
assurances.
me. That's what I think. Ricky said it. He said, sounds like a shift in power to me. And that's what I think. Sounds like shit's changing. Sounds like maybe America's not going to be that superpower or the dominant thing that it's always been. Or maybe fucking it's going to be even more so.
I feel like it's a quality of life thing, right? Like if you
You
feel
think
like
so?
you're getting
That
better
America's gotten
assurances
so bad that
abroad,
they're, hmm,
yeah, all the inflation, and then even once Trump leaves office, then Democrats, let's say they get back in,
yeah, I
there's
mean,
gonna be a flip. Everybody's gonna be trying to
well, but that's how it happens
undo
every
and
time, right?
redo certain things.
That's how it happens every time. People just don't
Hmm.
realize it. They forget about it. People forget about this. It's like, oh shit, you know what? We did this 4 years ago. We did this exact same thing 4 years ago. Trump comes in, run the hell out the bag, didn't he? The economy booming like a motherfucker. And then they collapsed that shit. It's probably gonna happen the same way.
And
The
I
fucking
feel like
Republicans
maybe
come
the
in and
tariffs
run a
have
bag
something to
up,
do
and
with
then the
it.
Democrats come in and put everybody in debt. It happens every time, just like that. Sometimes it's real, real bad, and sometimes
Here's
it's
my
just bad.
thing. DeFi would actually benefit from democratic actions. More debt, and if
Yeah,
it
honestly, you
has to
can
be
if you
ledger, like
understand the
put on a
actions.
ledger.
If you already know what's about to happen, which if you don't by now, then fucking stop watching the news and start watching the fuck or what's going on around you.
Stop watching CNN.
Yeah, I mean, real shit, bro. If you have not seen that this is definitely a pattern that if you was in a relationship with these motherfuckers, you'd definitely be seeing the red flags by now. By now, you'd been, you know what? I ain't overlooking another fucking red flag. Fuck that motherfucker. I know he's cheating. Yeah, come on now. It's like that. Everybody knows they stole the election. They know that shit was rigged, bro. And it was like, fuck it. Joe Biden looks like he's about half retarded. He can't make decisions. He's, using diapers and shit. Let him go. He's crazy as hell. That man probably knew
And that's
exactly what he was doing,
historical
just
in
like
and of
Bush. Bush
itself,
got
right?
away with fucking blowing up the trade towers, bro. He got away with that because they thought he was just so dumb he couldn't have had nothing to do with it. You see the way he did with the book? He's so stupid. That's the dumbest president ever. Really, George Bush made it the president. He's stupid. He's dumb. You think that? That's your honest opinion. You
Yeah, it
think
was
that
kind of
he is
scary
so
what they did to
stupid
Biden,
and he
though.
made it to a president. It's not like back
The
in the
stuff
day
they
when
put on
like
TV
all you
when
had to
Biden
do to
was
be king was be born by a king. No, you fucking got to do some shit now to be a leader. Back in the day, it's just, oh, this is my
look,
kid. He's
G,
now
like
fucking, now you got to listen to it.
you could charge you. I'm charging people for social media editing, right? And you're the president. How you gonna let the president fall on camera and let it be disseminated all over the? Oh man,
Yeah, like
you
get the
gotta
hell
let
out of here,
the
bro. It's the
granddad
president.
fall off.
Y'all gonna accidentally leak fucking like recorded audio and
Y'all
him
just
talk about
look
getting his
so
butt wiped and
bad.
shit. Like, come on, man. There ain't no damn way, bro. That's the president. Y'all people are so fucking caught up in these goddamn sitcoms
The
that y'all just
news, the
don't fucking
news,
pay
it
attention to
was a
reality
terrible
anymore.
smear
It's
campaign.
like they've been watching Young and the Restless for their whole life, so much so
Yeah,
it's
the
like
type of
like normal shit seems fucking outlandish. It's like you do realize that's what anybody would do, right? That's a normal thing. It's like, well, they didn't cheat on their husband's brother's boyfriend first. Like, stop with the goddamn shows and shit. Turn the TV off, bro. Like Kendra said, turn the TV off.
the fact that homie is willing to step down as the president because they calling him mentally incompetent and saying that he's going through something, and it's historical of that self fact. And then the fact that Trump come in, they saying everybody where Trump is doing it. I'm like, gee, we just had the most craziest 5 years since COVID.
Yeah,
Oh
like
my god,
what are y'all
we just
talking
had the
about, bro? These
craziest
people
five
was having
years.
fucking wire transfers from the Communist Party directly to their fucking house and shit. Like, come on, man. Y'all, this is the most ridiculous shit I've seen in my life, bro.
Sam Bankman
And I've
Fried
seen some
paid both of
ridiculous
them
shit.
before he went to jail. Right? Sam Bankman-Fried paid both of them, the Democrats and the
Yeah,
Republicans, and he sprinkled
I
in some
know.
for the Libertarians before he went.
Before he went to jail and still went to jail. Or didn't. Maybe they flew him to a fucking like fancy island somewhere.
Maybe he's
That's
sitting
how
there
I always think
trading
about it. I'm like, bro,
crypto.
you
He
really
waiting on the
think these
block
guys
jack.
is like homeboy? You think they that close? They buddies? And they just gonna
No,
why don't you ever get no interviews with
I
these
don't.
people after they supposedly lock them up forever? I think that should be a part of it, right?
He's
If you're gonna
done
you're
something.
gonna say you went and kidnapped somebody and locked them up forever. We should at least a 5 year update every 5 years. We should be able to see them, talk to them, say, well, hey, you feel you show remorse for your crimes yet? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they treating you okay in there? No, you don't ever hear from them. They like when they supposedly killed Osama and dumped the body in the ocean. Why the fuck did you do that? Why'd you dump the body of
Yeah,
the fucking most wanted man in the fucking world in the ocean on the way
yeah.
back?
Lord, people
And
be
people just
tweaking,
were like, oh,
man.
that makes sense. Yeah, totally. That's what I do. Yeah. If I catch Osama in my backyard and I killed him, that's what I do too. I just take him in a boat in the ocean and drop him. Then I call people and tell them I did it with no proof that I actually did it. Probably because it really didn't happen.
Well, my boy was telling me about Gaddafi though, and how he went and why he went. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Gaddafi was a G, bro.
Yeah, he went out terrible though. Like that was
Yeah.
the worst. Like you know how they ended him, right?
Mm-hmm.
with the stick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
terrible, bro.
people got to look that up if they haven't. I ain't gonna repeat that story right here because that's
Yeah, it's
some
pretty
gore
bad.
stuff.
But I mean, fucking, it wasn't like he chose that.
Nah, but when you mess around, you do find out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
you do find out. Some people don't though. That's where the problem lies. Some people don't find out and they just keep looking.
keep messing around. Just keep messing around.
They just keep messing around, bro. They never truly find out.
You can peep the signs though, right? You know what I'm saying? So in that same
Yeah,
regard, like we're gonna find out in the next 2 to 5 years, right? For sure, the results of Trump's 2 terms
yeah.
back.
You know what? Honestly, at this point, I'm skeptic of everybody, and I've always said I don't know if he's opposed opposition or not.
You said you
Um,
don't know if he's a what?
Opposed opposition. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
I don't understand that. What you mean?
it's just like it's like I'm going to present this like it is some okay. It's just like Republican and Democrat, right? It's like I'm going to present these two things as separate entities and separate things that is the illusion of choice is what it is. Because first of all, one man to solve all 330 million Americans' problems. If you honestly buy into that, you're a fucking idiot. I got like five, six. So now after this one that comes, it'd be six kids, bro. It is everything I can fucking do to get a dinner made that is in agreement upon six people. Right. And that's with me just saying, you know what, if I don't care what I want to eat. I'll eat the fucking I'll just eat some bread. You know, if I don't even care what I eat. It's literally an act of Congress. Like we got to call them up and everything, figure out like what are we gonna have for dinner. You fucking think you're gonna elect one man that's gonna solve everybody's problems and make all of us happy. And that's what they believe. They go vote every fucking time it's time to vote. And this fucking person is going to be the one to save us all. And you're fucking idiots. That's why you need saving.
It really started on a small county level, right?
Yeah,
On the street
bro. Get
level.
out there and put some petitions in. Make your own fucking ballots. You want to see
Yeah, I'm
change?
learning more
Make it.
about that
Create
now
it.
too. Oh yeah, the results from that research are going to be great, man.
Oh,
I can't.
dude, that is the dopest shit I've seen in a minute. I know you was, bro. You was feeling it too, because you was like when we was in the meeting with Buddy. You was like, text. You was like, I think it's agreed we have a new project. I was like, yep.
Yeah, yeah. We
When
got
we was
something to
about
do.
5 minutes in the meeting, bro, it was already we'd mine made up. Yep, this is where we going with it. Love it, fucking love it already.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. We got some stuff to do. Cause just
We do
like
got a lot of work to do. That's some serious shit we're getting into. That's
everybody
not
block
gonna be
by
easy.
block, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
just
gonna
like
be fucking boots on the ground, like getting out there in the face with these folks and like
you could work your
I
way up
fucking love
to
it. I
senators
crave
and
that shit.
Congress
That's
people.
what I am. I'm to put me in the room with these motherfuckers, guy. That's
Yeah.
all I really like it, bro.
Do you
Yeah,
agree that
yeah,
government
yeah.
is
I
too
know. That's why
big?
everybody tries to get me to close, bro. I'm like, man, I don't want to do that shit.
What you think, Chris? Man, do you think government is too big?
Do I think the government is too big?
Yes.
Mm,
Do you think it's big enough
well,
to
in
handle
what
all of the
sense?
things?
Like too big as in too much control, too much say in your everyday life, or as in like too big as in too many people?
Both. Which one
Both.
do you think that it's
Um,
too big? Because
it's
like one
definitely well, yeah, it's too fucking involved in people's lives, but that's because most of the fucking people want them more involved. But to
fact.
the fucking real people that have sense and that don't have to fucking rely and depend on fucking somebody. They don't want nobody telling them how to fucking live their life and do it because I don't need your help. And you're not even doing it. You know, it's like a lot of these fucking people that are passing these policies and all that shit. This senator, this congressman that fucking endorsed this bill that's about to be put in front of the fucking Congress to be voted into law doesn't even fucking know what it says.
Hmm.
It is a necessary part for this fucking bill to be passed on and then be fucking placed into law is for you to sign it, for this fucking congressman or this senator to sign this bill. Has to be
Right.
fucking endorsed and sponsored. And you do that, which is necessary for it to even be a law. And you don't even know what fucking law it is. You don't even know what page 7 of this fucking thing you just endorsed and sent to Congress to be passed into law. You don't even know what it says. That's fucking crazy, bro. Yeah, we don't need that kind of fucking control over our lives. And for those of y'all that think you do, well, then go fucking, y'all go get you an island and go live on that motherfucker, and we'll come take care of y'all. But stay on that fucking island, man. Leave us the fuck alone, because that's just crazy, bro.
And you
You're
know,
you're you're crying and fucking bitching and complaining about your life, and yeah, I can't do nothing. I just need, but then you keep begging for fucking somebody to just come do it for you, so you don't have to do it.
but there's a
That's
lot of
fucking
people in
crazy.
homeowner associations like that too. Like I couldn't
Yeah,
imagine
homeowner
living in an
association. I'm gonna buy
HOA.
this house, work hard for this house, and then let somebody else tell me what I can do with it. No. How about that?
Yeah, I couldn't
I'll mow
imagine
my
living
fucking
in an
grass when I
HOA,
want
bro.
to mow it. How about that? I'll wash my fucking car in the driveway all day long. I'll go buy another car and
This
wash
is
that motherfucker in the driveway. I'll just
this is
leave the water
facts.
hose running out in the road all day and let my kids play in it. How about that? I paid $200,000 for this fucking house. You ain't gonna come tell me what to do,
Two
homeowner
hundred.
association.
Wow.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Oh no, I'm just like a random thing. Actually, the first house I bought in Decatur, I think I paid like 98,000 for that, and that shit was dope as hell. I thought I
Hmm.
was the shit back then. And
Real.
really, really, for the house that I bought for 98,000, shit, if I paid 98,000 for a house now, I get like a box. Plus, we had
Comparatively,
all
huh?
kind of boxes put together in the downstairs too.
Yeah, man.
And I built a fire ass tree house. That shit was dope.
And look, also, we gotta say for this episode, shout out to all our sponsors and the people that's working with us, helping us
Yes.
build different ideas out. So outside of our personal ideas and the things that we be building, these people have some affiliation with being able to do or you feel me, execute on a lot of the stuff that we talk about at scale. But we gotta say shout out to Everblock Tech because we got VPNs
Yes.
services that are coming to you for
Every
25.
block tech,
Yeah,
get a Tron,
on the real,
dude, killing
on
it.
the real.
And he does all that with a full time job, bro. It's insane.
Going crazy. And then shout out to
What
Live
you
from the
doing,
Living
man?
Room. Shout out to Eric. So
Yes, Eric.
LFTLR.
Yes. Yeah,
LFTLR.
live from the
Yeah,
living room.
shout
That's
out to
dope.
LFTLR.
I love the energy
And then
there.
shout out to the Meta Environmental Exchange. So MEE. So we
Yes.
in tune.
Everybody is trying to like go green, and if you care about the planet, like if you really do want to like help clean up the environment, or you want to get with your local communities and do like food drives for the needy, or if you want to donate to nonprofits or anything like that, so you hit it up, hit Meta
Yeah.
Environmental Exchange. It's all there.
Yep. Yep.
And matter of
Yep.
fact, so is all of our links and everything, because as soon as she finds out about something that anybody's doing, first thing she does is she jumps on there and puts it on there too. So it's literally,
Oh,
she's starting to get like a whole central hub of just a
yeah.
lot of different
That's what she had
projects
discussed.
and things. It's actually pretty cool. I was looking at it as she was setting, I think she was linking Naeem's thing up yesterday, I believe it was. And I was
Yeah,
just
she had
looking at
discussed
all of it.
building that out.
And I was
But
like,
my whole thing
wow,
is this,
man.
right?
I was like, that's a whole like network of networks right there.
We need some merch for some of the ones that we do sponsor plugs with. So if you guys are looking for sponsorship, we'll also
Yep.
wear your gear. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I'm gonna support my local you feel me entrepreneur because I just got a shirt from him on the real.
I do love it. I would wear the hell out of it.
Yeah, I had to just I was like, bro, I'm gonna put this on right now. He's like, where you going? I was like, to the crib. He's like, where you gonna
Yeah,
put this?
like I'm just gonna wear the shirt, bro.
Yeah, don't worry
I don't
about it,
wear
bro.
the shit to impress anybody else.
Yeah, yeah, don't worry about it, bro. I got you. I
Hey, what
think
about that? That is different, isn't it? Most people would like take one look at me and they see like they'd think that, oh, he's all flashy and they're like egotistical. Like, no, honestly, I don't do none of this shit for y'all.
I'd be chilling.
I fucking shave and keep my beard like manicure because it makes me feel good. Right? I like to fucking match and stay hygienic because it makes me a better person. Like, I really don't care that you like the way I look, but it just so happens that I work hard on the way I look, so you like the way I look.
I
So
sell
it's kind of
soaps. I
like a
smell good.
byproduct. It's just like the money thing. It's like I don't give a fuck about money. It's just the shit that I do is dope as fuck, and money just comes.
Facts. Like that's like I got some. I
It
sell.
really is, ain't it? Like,
I
'cause you'd
sell
always
soaps
be like,
and
da da da. I'd be like, I don't give a
perfume
fuck about the money.
cologne,
And then you'd be
rather.
like, well, don't we got to care about the money? I'd be like, not really.
Gotta care about the bread. Gotta care about the bread.
I know
But
it makes no sense, does it? It doesn't make any fucking sense to say that, but you
I'm
really,
still getting scratch offs, boy. Stop playing with me. You better here.
I
Listen
know,
here
bro.
now. You better
Trust me,
listen
bro. It
here
took me
now.
35 years to learn that. It took me like 35 years to learn that fuck that money. And then
Yeah,
it's like it becomes so easy that it really was like fuck that money.
I hear
No,
you.
but it is like I don't want to play like it's some, because there's been times during all that those like highs there with some lows, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, damn, I kind of might have could have used $100 or something. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I'm saying.
Especially in those like when you starting over phases, like in those periods, it's a lot. Well, I'll say like this: you still don't have to care about the money.
Well, now here's my
Still
thing. Do you know
choose to.
how much it costs you to live? Like, do you
Do
budget
I know how much it costs me to live? If I'm being
every
truthful,
month? Yeah,
for me to
yes,
live, how much it costs for me to live? Nothing. I'm
every
living
month.
right now, and I'm not paying a fucking dime. I'm
So
alive right now,
at the end of the
and I know
month,
how to hunt. I know how to grow my own fucking food. I know how to filter fucking water. So me personally and my family, it would not cost us a single fucking penny to live. We could go live out in the middle of fucking nowhere and never talk to any of you motherfuckers. So if
this is
that's me
fact.
being honest, nothing, absolutely nothing. And you
So
could do
you
that
don't
too.
have so you don't have an overhead, so it doesn't cost you anything to
Oh,
live.
yeah. I mean, I don't have no. I thought were we getting philosophical? Or are you saying how much money does it take me to live now?
Like, do you have a number? Do
Oh well,
you
we
know?
got a whole family of fucking people that just got a fucking dad that like makes money and shit. So we're gonna spend some fucking money, bro.
Real spill. Just
Yeah, I mean,
no, no,
if I got it, I'm gonna spend it. But
not even
okay,
including that though.
real shit though. I've got my basic living expenses pretty fucking cheap
Real
in
spill.
in comparison to some people.
Okay, so
In
it
comparison to some
costs
people,
something,
honestly, like whole deal said and done, less than $2,000.
and that's why the money still matter.
But it
That's why.
don't.
That's what
But it
I do
don't.
though.
But why? Because that $2,000.
Yes, bare minimum.
Here's why it don't matter. Because I can actually make $2,000 in about 1 minute
Fair
or
enough.
1 second. Right. So it might
Fair
matter
enough.
in times to where it might take me 20 years to make it. Maybe then it matters. And if it's gonna take me 20 years to fucking get it, no, bro, I'm good. I don't need it.
For you to spread something, does it cost money?
For you to what to express
To express,
experience
to
something.
spread, to build
Um.
something.
Oh yeah. Now that's where the money comes into play. That's the only time the money matters. Really, is when it's expansion and you've already got all your money tied up in other shit.
That's why the money
But as
matters.
far as survival goes, which kind of was my point, and I think it was like you probably feel the same way about it too. We just look at it in different ways. Like it's not the money that's needed, right? You're still using that money to get the things that are needed. It's not like you get the money and you just hold on to that money and you got what you need to live.
Until the business can make that $1,000 or what it needs to live as an overhead every
Till it
month
can
by itself.
transfer that fucking money into what it needs to survive.
Exactly. It's not a business that's surviving. I don't even
Yeah.
consider it as a real. I consider it as an entity that you're dragging along. It's a carcass, but you could put a life into it. You could perform
Mhm.
CPR, or you know what I'm saying. You feel me? You can go the
Or you
new
could
route.
stage that shit, leave it up on the shelf for about 3 years and pull it back down with a good old credit profile and sell that motherfucker.
Boom. Shelf
That's a whole
companies.
other, and that's another way you can make some money, actually.
Boom. Flipping shelf companies. This is another package that.
Mhm.
But anyway,
Yeah, we don't sell these things. We're just telling you these are some ideas I had one time.
it's some sauce. Yeah, it's some sauce you can cook up one day.
I'm not saying that I'm going to sell you any type of package like that, but I might tell you about some cool shit you could do yourself.
Yeah, so they offer packages though where you can also acquire some assets. It's
Yeah.
really dope, right?
It
So
honestly, there's a place out there to make it real easy for you.
real spill. What's
And
his
this
name?
shit really ain't hard.
On YouTube, it's a guy who's a specialist in this. His name is Derek P. Whitehead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Go crazy. He was talking about getting unlisted, unregistered. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Unlisted shelf companies because then they typically don't have an EIN attached to them. Because he said the
Hmm.
problem with buying shelf companies is the fact that you can also end up buying their debt. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
If
Because you got, well, you should vet it because if it's a shelf company, it's one of two things. It's either a shelf company like for the intention of, we want to get it past this 3 year mark where it's got better access to funding or whatever the case may be, or this business couldn't fucking make it. Pat, just so you know what I mean? It's sitting there. It's probably like in a in a limbo kind of stage, and like, yeah, you might buy that shit real cheap, think you made a win, but then you get to look and you say, motherfucker, this thing is like $600,000 in debt, and now I'm liable for it. Oh,
$600,000.
yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
the time I'd be having to hit them up with old conditional acceptance or something. All right, I'll agree to pay this if you can prove to me that I owe it.
on the real.
A couple other things.
Then they run an audit. They're like,
Well,
dang, hold
honestly,
on.
it kind of can be close to that easy.
And that's not a bad way to
But they'll
be, you
never
know.
believe. We ain't even gonna get into that because they'll never believe it.
Yeah,
Nobody ever
make
does. I promise
make
you. I'll tell you how to make money. They'll be all for it. Yeah, I'll listen to that for days. I'll tell you how to fucking make change or like know who you are and fucking actually do something about it. And you're like, oh, that fucking sounds like witchcraft to me. No sovereign citizen.
I'd be
That's
asking
fine.
people
Whatever.
how they lost money.
Like, yeah.
How'd you
Losing
lose?
money is how I learned to make so much.
That's why I'd be asking people, like, hey man, how did you lose the most money? Lose the most money? And then people be sitting there like, dang, like
Yeah.
you
Well, that's not a question that you get asked. Right? You know what? That's also a very good question to fucking find out if somebody's full of shit or not.
mm, how so?
Well, because if people are fucking talking about all this money they made and shit, and if they didn't really do it, they're only doing it for one reason: is to fucking make themselves look good, right? So when you start asking fucking, well, what about the times you look bad? They're not going to talk about that. They're not going to say nothing. If you, bro, I don't give a fuck. If you had any bread and you sit here and look me in my eyes and say you ain't never lost a big amount of money, then you ain't never had no money. You lying out your fucking ass. First thing I did when I made a big ass amount of money is fucking blew all of it because I ain't never had it before. I went and bought every fucking thing I wanted and blew all of it and was looking as stupid, like the same situation that I was in before I made all the fucking money. Like, well, goddamn, now here I am with 6 more pairs of shoes and some rims on my car, but I ain't got no money. Rent still do. You know what I'm saying? Like stupid shit like that. It's like, so I had to do those dumb things a couple times to be like, hey, man, you know what? Don't go buy another fucking watch. You know what I'm saying? Hold on to that this time. You know? Or put that back in real quick and just, you know what I'm saying? Wait another month.
I call myself playing it smarter, like getting in a little bit of debt that I could pay off in the long term. And then COVID happened. So for me, a new strategy, my new approach angle, you feel me, has really been based off the environment that I'm placing myself in, where people are
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying, 5 to 10 years more down the same career path, or at least in a similar trajectory based off of like where their launch point is. Like if we're starting in the same vicinity and you've been in the area 10, 20 years longer, there's certain questions that I can ask you and you can kind of get from my frame of reference too, or the way that I'm understanding it, right? So it's like I'm looking for like more mentors and more coaches and stuff like that, on even on
Mm-hmm.
that can kind of speak about real workday experiences. You feel me?
Yeah, because that's like I don't want to read it out of a book. I will. Like if that's the only form that I have to learn how to do this, I will read the fuck out of that book. But the easiest way is to go find somebody that's already read the book and done it. Because he's
Hmm.
gonna be able to tell you what parts of that book you can fucking throw out the window and what parts to pay attention to. Or he's gonna let you know whether you need that fucking book to begin with.
Yeah, if it's a guide or if it's just a like you know what I'm saying, study
Yeah, it's
a
like,
help.
man, I mean, how much of this shit in the book is really useful, and how much of it is just to make it look like it's useful because it's got a book?
Same thing with
Right. Oh,
communities.
this is a huge, important project. You know, this thing is great. Look, it's got this book and it's got all these things and all these features and flashers and buttons and whistles. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of that is for show too. Presentation is a lot.
Yeah, facts, facts, facts. So all right,
Presentation is a lot.
Trump's presentation, I feel like it went good, but it could have been better. And I don't feel like the education thing is a good move. All of the stuff that he's cutting, all of the bills,
Yeah.
and
So you personally, you don't think that it's gonna end? Now, is this just your opinion that it's like you gonna? You think it's gonna have more immediate negative consequences, or do you think it's gonna be later on down the road?
I think that it's gonna be later on down the road, but not that far. Like I don't think it's gonna
Okay.
be like a 10 year. We gotta
Like
wait and
next
see.
term dot deal.
Yeah, like the next
Well, I
whoever.
thought here's the thing. You guys, if you're not already prepared for that being exactly what happens, then once again, sorry I keep calling people idiots, but that's pretty stupid.
Because just in
I don't
case.
apologize for her. I guess I apologize for hurting your feelings, but I don't apologize for giving you my opinion.
If I
and I
happen to
still
be
stand
right,
on it.
yeah. If I happen to be right,
Yeah,
then thank me later. If I happen to be
yeah.
wrong, then say nana and a boo boo, and we'll talk about it then. Fuck it, you
Right.
know.
What else you gonna do? Whoop my ass.
Exactly.
I mean,
But
you
no,
could, maybe you can.
we gonna
Probably a
see,
lot of them
man.
fuck
A
me
lot
up.
of
Yeah, there's a bunch of them out there I've seen there just put that goddamn put him hands on my ass,
a
but
lot of
they
people.
had to do it.
Hey, as long as we in the gym, I'm gonna be like, all right, y'all. Look, if we got real beef, we get in gloves.
I that really is like the best way to solve it. I really do. That's what like I would prefer to do that.
Trial by
A
combat.
lot of people really don't want to fight you. They just want to look like they need to fight you. So people think they would fight you.
Yep.
Probably
Yep.
something like that happened to them, made them feel insecure. And so they come pushing their chest up to you, trying to make themselves feel better. That's always
And that's what they thought Trump was about to be on, but he was for real. He was
yeah.
dead ass.
Yeah, they thought he was just gonna come in and huff and puff and then get in office
Yeah,
and
nah, he
sit
was
back
for
and
real.
listen. No, bro. Come on,
That,
you guys
that
fucking
boy,
pissed him off last time.
that boy had a plan. Yeah, he was like, all right, y'all call me goofy.
You made him mad, bro. Do you know like I don't know, I'm pretty sure that like okay, you know what started the first Trump rallies like for president, right?
No.
Was when they hired Gwen Stefani on The Voice. So they hired Gwen Stefani for The Voice. It was also on, I think it was like NBC or whatever, which Trump's show The Apprentice was on. Right? And
Okay.
his like the Apprentice at the time was like the number one show on like primetime television.
Mm.
Like so it was the big deal. And he got pissed off because they paid Gwen Stefani more money to do The Voice than he was getting paid for The Apprentice. And then I think it was his son or something, or maybe he decided to do a mock like pep rally or prep, presidential pep rally. So it was all for it was just a joke. But so many people actually fucking showed up for the pep rally that his son said, you might want to think actually do this shit for real. Isn't that stupid?
What is it? This
Isn't
might
that
be
the
a good
most
idea.
retarded story ever? And that's true, bro. That's how Trump ended up president.
Huh.
Because Gwen Stefani got paid more.
Shout out Gwen
Now
Stefani.
I want you guys to pay attention to that. If that man went to such great fucking lengths to prove that he should have been paid more than Gwen Stefani, he fucking became president just out of fucking that whole like that. That man is not going, but he's not backing down.
If
He's
Patty
not
has a
backing down, and
Patty,
I bet NBC is
let
probably
me
fucking
know.
feeling like, you know what? We should have paid him more money.
You know how much we could have been making right now?
We're like, goddamn, we didn't pay him. We didn't keep him around for The Apprentice. He fucking became the president. Probably gonna shut NBC down now.
He trying to sell our data, y'all. He's trying to sell NBC.
That's crazy.
Nah,
I don't
nah,
know though. I
he
still don't
not.
trust nobody.
Yeah, he not.
If you
That
work for
was
the
a joke, yeah.
government or you're part of the government, I don't trust you. I'm sorry. And if you work for the government, I don't mean no harm by that. I'm not saying that I could not trust you. You might be cool, but you got to earn that shit. If you got a government flag on man plates on, I can't trust you, man. It literally that's what the GOV stands for. Do not trust.
You'd have to take a lot of controversy or what you not controversy. Not I'm thinking what's it called? Conspiracy. There we go. You would have to
Conspiracy.
take a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
conspiracy jokes. You would have to have a lot of room for conspiracy jokes
yeah. You
and
got to.
theories for us to
Come on,
vibe.
be open minded, bro. Don't be so caring.
Yeah, you got to fool me with Men in Black
I
jokes
want to
every
know
now
who the
and
original Karen was, though, right? Like, who was this bitch? Who that was just
then. She
so
was so
bad.
bad.
She was so horrible to somebody, dude. That now nobody can spaz out without being called that name. Who are you, woman? Who is this Karen? She has got to be terrible.
Never thought about that.
And
Oh
is
my
it fucked
god,
up that I want to meet her and find out like how fucked up are you?
she's definitely changed her ways
She,
now. What?
do you think so?
Yes.
I mean, she is a Karen, bro.
I'm gonna see if it's on the internet, bro. I'm gonna look it up in the
Yeah, let's
morning,
find
man.
it. We're gonna find the original Karen, guys.
Dude, I would love to bring her on the podcast.
We're gonna find the original Karen and bring her on the podcast.
That
That'd be
would be
fucking
wonderful.
Ricky's behind her. He's like, that'd be awesome. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, actually, there's an article about it too.
No, he's already found her.
Dun dun dun. She got the
That's
side
fucking
swoop and
great.
everything. It's crazy.
No, she does not.
I'm telling you, when you look up the original Carrie Beam, I swear that's the first thing that came up.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man.
That's I don't know how we even that look at that. And there's our next episode. That's how we do it, guys. That's how you make a podcast.
That's all, folks.
It's easy. That'll be $500 now.
Boom. There we go. The only way that it would be 500 is if we wrote it down. If we wrote it down
Yeah,
for you, great.
yeah. But this was just all for entertainment and educational purposes only.
I hope y'all wrote something down. Y'all might have wrote something down. That'd be dope.
Dude, I think at this point, like if you're not at least have a phone or a pencil or something handy. Well, it's pretty. Once
Oh
you get
yeah,
pretty
we should
simple.
start telling people to bring
I
notebooks.
wouldn't watch our podcast with. I will go back and watch the shit that we did with a pencil and pen, and be like, damn, I gotta catch that part where he said that one thing that I was like too busy worrying about that. I'm gonna write that. I'll fucking take notes on some shit. So if you ain't,
You
then
feel me?
probably why you gonna be here watching us 5 years down the road, still feeling like stuck. Like,
We
why
should
am I
tell
doing this
people to
shit?
bring notebooks to class. Oh my
We
goodness.
should. That probably, because
It sounds
if you
intuitive
think
saying
about it,
it out
it sounds
loud.
like something you shouldn't have to do, but probably should. You probably do have to do. One of those simple things, just like, put the fire out when you leave the campsite just so the trees don't burn down. Nah,
He said, so the trees don't burn more?
well, I mean, it's kind of the whole thing. It's like you leave a fire burning, it's going to find some other shit to burn.
Fair enough. All I
So,
need is some
just
oxygen.
put the fire out. That's all I'm saying. And you'll be able to come back next year and camp at the same spot.
Real spill. Real spill.
Yeah, I
Man,
bet
hey
that confused the
Chris.
hell out of people.
It went over their
Like,
head. They gotta
burning,
catch it
burning
after
trees.
a
What you
replay.
talking about burning trees?
But look, man, I feel like this is a great episode, man. Like, how you feeling
Yeah, it
about it,
was
man?
actually
You got
fun,
something
bro.
you
It
want to
was
hit the
like a
people with?
total impromptu thing, but it was definitely worth it. And shit, oh yeah.
You want to hit people with something else,
Oh
man?
yeah. See, I
What's
forget
up?
you've been riding hard all weekend. Like we've been cooking shit this weekend. I barely got like any sleep at all last night. And then
Hey,
by the time I realized like what I've been up like working on the whole roadmap on the shit and everything. By the time I realized what time it was, I was like, damn it, dude. I can't go to sleep like now and sleep like 8 hours. I can't sleep 3 hours. Like I gotta be up in 2 hours. So I got
yeah,
whatever I could get. Jump
I
back up
still
and
got my
got it.
shoes on. I got two more runs to make. I got my shoes on right
I
now.
know that's what I'm saying. I'm not done now.
Mm-hmm. We in here.
And we still got on here and did a podcast for fucking 2 hours or whatever it was.
Exactly, because we're cooking with grease, man.
Yeah, that's what y'all talking about. Y'all ain't got time.
Unreal.
I
Put it
guarantee
together.
you ain't got as much shit to do as we do. And if you do, then come prove me wrong, please.
On the
Come to the
real.
next podcast and come tell me about how much busier your life is than ours. I would
And then
love
we
to hear
might be
that.
able to put some impromptu stuff together. Another Facebook Live would be great. You know what I'm saying? More people getting
Yeah.
into it with us is
Honestly,
a
I want to
great
get
thing.
like some interactions from people. Y'all start calling in with some shit.
On
Give
the
us some
real.
problems. We'll solve them for you.
On the real.
That would be
Easy
dope,
peasy.
right?
On the spot. Same day
I
result.
really feel like I really, if I can't solve it, like me and you can, and if me and you can't solve it, me, you, and Mozzie can, and like we got enough people, we'll solve that shit. The
Yeah,
only
at
reason you
this
ain't
point.
solved it is probably because you ain't reached out,
There we go. There we
or you reached
go.
out to the wrong people.
Y'all gotta stay in connection. Yeah. Y'all see us doing these lives. Y'all gotta go ahead and tap in for us to actually, you know what I'm saying, recognize and see you. And yeah, as soon as we can, then we go ahead and start building from there. But do you want to hit the people with something else, Chris, or how you feeling for the night, man? Where you
I
want to
mean,
leave
shit,
it at?
you know what? We can just hit it with that right there. That's we did what we came to do.
We just made stirred up the pot. So yeah, I'm gonna be sharing this out, man. And Yeah, let's get it
Yeah, that
going.
was cool. Honestly, you know what? I'm gonna add this little last part. This whole little thing right here was
What?
just from a discussion that me and him had earlier on the Trump bill with the education thing. He had like just an opinion about it, and then I kind of like had an opinion, but neither one of us came from like was like I feel that this is the case. I feel that this is the case, and then we ultimately like thought about it and talked about it, and was like, you know what? Actually, we both might be wrong. Maybe we should find out. And so we just went and researched it and came to, and then was like, you know what? We'll do a live. Fuck it. Talk about it.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. And the bill is interesting, right? It's interesting,
It's
but
really interesting because we really was like opposing views, like in the beginning, completely. I was like, oh, I think you're wrong about that. And he was like, oh, I think you're wrong about that. And then by the end of the whole thing, we was like, you know what? Maybe we were both wrong.
yeah, the only way to know is for sure is to
Or maybe
see
we were
and
both
keep our
right.
finger. We got to keep our
So we
finger
got
on
to
the
find out.
pulse. Yeah, got to keep our finger on the pulse because it affects us.
Mainly, yeah, the figure on the post and not let your feelings ride away. You know what I'm saying? That's because that's what it is. You'll feel something, you'll accept it as fact, and then act upon it. Right. But you didn't take the time to actually process the evidence or the information or the data to see if it was an actionable thing. And now here you are, you done acted on it.
Facts.
And it's like, oh, it's too late now. You done made all these actions.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, people go ahead and get lost in the sauce with that too. You know what I'm saying? Being
Yeah, they will,
reactionary
bro.
as well.
So try to be
Catch it
present.
early,
Yeah,
proactive.
just be present first. That's the main. Yeah, catch it. The earlier you catch it, the easier you can deal with it. The first time that it comes to mind and it upsets you, and you feel that need to store it in memory as this thing that you need to come back to, right then you should deal with it. So you don't even have to come back to it. Right then you should address whoever or whatever the situation is. If it's the person, go to them right then. Go to that person right then. Tell them what it was. So this is how I feel about this. This is what you could do, and give them the opportunity to do something about it, right? Because if you
If you're not
get
mad
like
too,
they
right?
probably don't even realize it.
It
They
takes
probably don't
five
even realize it.
seconds. It only takes 5 to 10. You know what I'm saying? Just take a second to breathe. Make sure you're not too mad. I know a lot of people that crash out just because they was. You didn't even go over there to be mad at, but
Yeah,
since he was already,
yeah. It was like I was just coming to say hi, and then just some shit happened, and it's like, crashed all the way out.
yeah, yeah,
I went over there with the intentions on keeping my cool, and the next thing you know, I'm crashed out now. Too late. And
yep.
that's the thing about once you've done lost, like got out of character and lost your temper and done some more crazy. It's not like you then get to like straighten your tie up with dignity and come in. All right, now let's have a conversation like civilized men. No, they're gonna be like, get the hell out of here, you crazy fuck. Look, you just literally threw the TV out the window and set my dad's car on fire. I don't want to talk. That's how crazy it is, though. The demographics will be that ridiculous. You'll go from like this end of the spectrum to this end of the spectrum, and then you expect to find this common ground in the middle where there's understanding. It doesn't work that way. The understanding has to be mutual, and it has to be before fucking this crazy ass shit happens. It has to be before you created all these other fucking emotional responses. Like
Fact.
it's just insane. Ignore the problem and ignore the problem and ignore the problem and ignore the problem until it's so big a problem it can't be ignored. It's not
Or you go
working.
back and you know what I'm saying, revise, replan, you re-strategize. You know what I'm saying. So
Yeah, you could do that along the way too, right? You guys
if they
realize that.
call
Like
us,
you could go ahead and set your plan in motion today.
if they
You could
call
get
us,
up out the fucking seat right now. You could literally stand up right now and fucking start and fucking up. You could fuck it up.
yep,
You could
increase
start
that
right now
failure.
and fuck it up. And guess what? It's okay. Because after that fuck up, guess what you get to do? Pick
Like,
that shit up
another one,
and keep moving with it.
another one on the rear.
You didn't fail. You took a breath. That's all you did, bro. You tried something, it didn't work for a second. You picked it up, you dusted it off, you fucking put it back on. Okay, it worked that time. That's how simple this shit is. But it's like you'll fucking spend your whole life wanting to do this thing, but scared that you can't do it, and you don't do it.
Type shit.
It's like living in fear or letting fucking you know what you're doing. You're letting something that's not real control your life.
And we rebuke it.
Because your feelings aren't real, guys. I'm sorry. I know there's probably a lot of women that's like, fuck that asshole. but they're not real. They're not really real.
They're real.
They're
See?
not. You can't touch them. You
Okay.
can't use them. You
Okay.
can't play any games with them other than the emotional fucking games where you destroy fucking people's lives.
Emotional games.
And that's
They're
not a
real.
very fun game to play. That's why nobody wants to play it with you. It's only fun for the torturer. You know what I mean? It's only fun for the fucking dude that's got the magnifying glass burning all the ants. Them fucking ants ain't. They are not wanting to play that game. They got no fucking choice, dude. This asshole's got a magnifying glass and he's using the
If
sun.
love is just a chemical reaction, then it's a hell of
Yeah,
an
it's a chemical
emotion.
reaction in the brain, dude, just like drugs.
Drugs
Just
make
like
you do
sugar.
crazy things.
Just like sugar, bro. Yeah, let's talk about that. Sugar and cocaine, same fucking response in the brain. Just cocaine's a little bit higher.
In rats, was it higher in rats? I think sugar was critical. I think was it sugar or
Oh,
cocaine they did in rats?
yeah, dude, the sugar and nicotine. I think sugar's like the most addictive fucking thing there is.
Yeah,
I'm
saw
pretty sure
some
that
research on
I'm.
that.
Let's see. I think yeah,
Can
yeah, it
fact
is. I think
Hey,
sugar
Chris,
is the most addictive thing in
we
the
got
world.
some more research to do too, man. I'm about to put that on the board too, but we got to do some more episodes like this, man.
Yeah, man, for
I
sure. I want to.
appreciate
I
your
want to try to
time as
find some
always,
shit
bro.
that we don't agree on and
Yeah,
talk about
yeah,
that.
that'll be a good
Because we
segment.
be talking about shit that we don't agree on all the time, but we don't ever get into an argument.
Yeah, we just figure it out
We just really
or
like you'll
research.
say because you know why? Because I can accept that I'm smart as fuck and probably more capable, but so is this dude. He's pretty fucking smart, and he might know something I don't know. So I
That's
can
a good
accept that.
stuff.
You know why? Because I'm secure in myself, right? That's why I can say I might be wrong because I fucking know who I am. I accept that I've been wrong in the past, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
I accept that I am better than people. You
I
guys might fucking
go,
find that offensive. But
I
I
go
think
look at
you're
my track
stupid for that
record.
because I am
I go
better
look
than
at my
someone
track
that
record.
doesn't fucking wake up every morning and fucking take care of their kids. I am better than someone that doesn't take the time to fucking work out and eat healthy and live fucking a longer life so they can be there for their grandchildren. Yes, that makes me better than those people. But it's not born that way. I'm better than them because I put more fucking work in. Isn't that but you'll hear me say something like, oh, yeah, I'm better than certain people. And you'll be like, oh, fuck that guy. He's a piece of shit.
It's
Why?
eye in the
I
beholder,
worked
man. It's
fucking
just
hard
like
to say that.
beauty. It's just like beauty, bro. Because you know what I'm saying. It's love
Mm-hmm.
yours, just like J Cole said. Because it's always gonna be somebody with a newer car. It's always gonna be somebody with more assets they put up in the legacy bank. Maybe they didn't even work for it, but they got a 8 pack, and they built like
Yeah.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
Who
they just woke
knows?
up that way.
You
Just
know what I'm
woke up and
saying?
looked like a fucking fashion, like a goddamn runway model. Yeah, some people just got lucky.
Some people, you know what I'm saying, and does it make
Just
them
got lucky.
objectively
And then what
better?
about the other end? Ooh, why are you thinking of that? What if you're broke, ugly, and stupid?
Mhm. You're
That
probably
right there.
you're
You know what? I bet that
probably
would probably be the most understanding, kind, uh, just good nurtured, like natured, heartfelt person you'd ever met. I guarantee it. That's how you always know somebody's been through a lot of shit because they don't fucking they don't walk around with this chip on the shoulder trying to hurt people. That's someone that's been hurt so many fucking times by so many fucking different people that they're like, there's no fucking way
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
too
live my
many
fucking
people
life
that
ruining
have
other
that
people.
terrible treat. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like that. Like I don't fucking want to harm or hurt nobody. I really don't. Like, and like it pisses me off when I have to get out of character. Really.
I don't know nobody who's
Mm.
got all three of those. It's broke, ugly, and
Yeah, I'm saying, broke, ugly, and stupid. That's a.
Go up the stupid short one.
Oh wow, that's even worse. Oh god, yeah. That's
exactly.
even. Oh my god,
So
see what I'm saying? You're broke, ugly,
I'm
stupid,
done
and
for the
ugly.
night, Chris.
Mm.
There we go. That's all, folks.
That's it. That's the worst.
You can't be broke, ugly, and stupid,
Right.
and
So
act
what are
like
you
you're better than
complaining
other people so
about?
you can
Are
manifest
you
it.
all
Because
for
otherwise,
those
it's not true
things?
for yourself.
Yeah. Are you all for those things, guys?
What?
You're not.
What's
Well, then
that?
why are
Being
you?
broke,
What are you
ugly, and
complaining
stupid? You
about?
can't be
At
that.
least you're not broke, ugly, stupid, and not packing
All at the same time. You can't be broke,
all at
ugly,
the
and
same
stupid and
time.
listen to this podcast.
Right.
Yeah, nah. If you listen to this podcast up to this point,
You're
you got
not gonna
some
be
money,
broke,
you
ugly, and
kind of
stupid.
pretty, or you smart as fuck.
Yeah. You got some motion, bro. You got something going on. You wouldn't be vibing with us, bro.
Yeah,
All right, man. I'm gonna
yeah,
do some
yeah.
real fool
Expect,
shit.
yeah. I don't know how long we've been on the call.
I don't either, bro.
This
I
is
don't
some
really
real
pay
spill,
attention
some
to
world
time.
domination hours.
It makes it easier to deal with
Much
people
love,
in other
Chris.
time zones. I'll tell you that.